If you have constipation, there's a good chance you have overgrowth of methanogens in your microbiome, which are microorganisms similar to bacteria known as archaea that produce methane. Now, specifically, the methanogen in question is Methanobrevibacter smithii. So, when we produce too much methane, it's not known whether it's the gas itself causing this problem or the microorganism doing something else, such as starving out beneficial bacteria, but we do know that if we can lower their numbers, we can improve constipation. So what are we looking at here? So Methanobrevibacter and all methanogens take hydrogen and create methane, which is a carbon with 4 hydrogens attached to it. Now, it's not just feeding on hydrogen, it's feeding on other things. And one of the things that methanogens, and specifically Methanobrevibacter smithii, need is acetate, which is a short-chain fatty acid. Now, the problem is when we consume alcohol, we can convert alcohol into acetaldehyde and then acetate, and that circulates in your microbiome. So alcohol can be a really big problem for people with intestinal methanogen overgrowth. But there's an additional problem. When we create too much hydrogen, this can get fed to the Methanobrevibacter and they can create methane. However, it can go somewhere else. It can actually also go to butyrate-producing bacteria, which are beneficial and should have a beneficial effect on constipation. But when the conditions are right for Methanobrevibacter smithii, it actually sucks up all this hydrogen and outcompetes the butyrate producers. So if we're consuming alcohol, we do not want to provide a source of a lot of hydrogen to our microbiome, or it will go to this methane producing bacteria, archaea. Now, what would produce that? A lot of fiber, a lot of carbohydrates. But is there something we could do maybe while we're consuming alcohol or when we are consuming a higher carbohydrate or higher fiber diet in general? It turns out possibly. There is a member of your microbiome known as Bacteroides theta iota micron, and this guy feeds the butyrate producers. However, he can also feed Methanobrevibacter. Now, when there are high levels of hydrogen, you're actually keeping this Bacteroides down. But if you can consume more vitamin B12 and vitamin K, this actually releases the inhibition and can allow Bacteroides theta iota micron to feed butyrate producers and these archaea. The methanogens aren't something you want to get rid of. There's actually a benefit to having them there. It's just you don't want them to overgrow. So what are the tips? Lower alcohol consumption. Consuming alcohol with higher fiber diet or a higher carbohydrate diet may be a bad idea and likely will overfeed these methanogens, giving them too many upper hands over the Bacteroides theta iota micron. But if you're going to do that, consume more vitamin B12 and vitamin K to help prevent this inhibition.